What is the meaning of life? That is probably one of the most asked questions of all time. It's something that everyone wants to seek the answer to. It's something we all reflect on. And it's even something that we base our life path on. It's a very important question, but there's no one set answer. It's different for all of us. And as we go into this Mindful Monday, we're going to talk a little bit about that. And you'll be surprised at some of the answers that we might come up with. Cue the music. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and to another Mindful Monday. We are back in the Pixie Palace, and it is the start of November. We're in a new month of 2020, and we're actually getting closer to the end of this year, which I think a lot of us are a little bit happy about. What is the meaning of life? That is an amazing question. It's a question that every human being has asked his or herself at least one time in their life. And while it's a very complex question, there's a real simple answer. And it applies to all of us. We are here to learn the lessons we're here to learn. We're here to show each other love and compassion. But we're also supposed to grow our world, grow ourselves, and along with it, grow our collective. We're all connected in one way or another, just as we are starting to see. Every action has a consequence. Every thought has a destination. And in it, we can choose the red pill or the blue pill. The red pill, we can think outside of the illusion that we're all living in. We can start critical thinking, thinking for ourselves, and really empowering ourselves to help empower others. Really go step forth. Really go step into our own truth and keep on going and never looking back. Or we can do the blue pill, stay in the illusion that we've lived in our whole lives, stay comfortable, stay ignorant, and stay hidden. We can go through the hamster wheel of going through the motions, never really growing, never really empowering anyone, except for those who are stuck in that matrix way of thinking. Now we're starting to come into an energy where the scales are starting to really go out of balance, and it needs balancing. I noticed that when I asked myself that question, what is the meaning of life, through this year, it really led me to look back in hindsight, see how much I have grown, how much my perspective has changed, and how much my heart has grown for so many people. And it's really, really kind of cool because it shows that even out of the darkest periods of our lives, the darkest phases of our world, good can come out of it. Love can come out of it. Now, this is different for all of us. Some of us live in fear. Some of us live in love. Some of us live in anger. Some of us live in peace. And while all those emotions are totally understandable, they're human, and actually they're necessary for us to experience on all scales. It comes to a point where we need to start aligning with our own truth, with ourselves, and start looking within. Now, I've said this in many videos, and you're probably wondering, okay, what's the difference in this video? Really, it's coming to a point where it needs to be more on a global perspective. It needs to come to a point where we're all start uniting, put our differences aside, not give power to things that keep us down, keep us stuck in that matrix way of life, and start thinking outside the box. Start showing up for ourselves, start showing up for others. Because when we continue to do our content creation, and yes, I'm talking to you content creators out there, we start showing value in the world. We each become a candle flame, lighting up the world. And as we do that, more and more people start following suit. And this is not in a herd mentality type of following. It's basically empowering ourselves to empower others. And it's quite a ripple effect. The more we do this, the more we put ourselves out there in the energy of love, the more we'll start seeing what the truth of life is. We're here to learn our lessons. We're here to really transmute the dark energies that's within us. For many decades, a lot of us have been running and running from our fears, been giving into the anger, been running from really working on ourselves. And now a lot of us are starting to do that. And the world is chaotic because of it. And unfortunately, the world is going to continue to be chaotic because of it for a little while longer. But it doesn't mean there isn't good light work going on. It doesn't mean that it's all bad. On the surface, it looks negative. But in that, we are transforming the world into a better place. But there comes a time where we have to decide what type of world we want. We need to be the change, because we are the change. It's not something outside of us that can change the way things are going in the world. It all starts within. And you may be watching this video and you're thinking, well, how can I make a difference? I need to work on all kinds of stuff. That's not going to make any difference. It will. Each thing you face, each thing you work through, each thing you transmute that energy of, you'll feel lighter. Your vibration will start rising, and then you'll start creating more value to the world and to yourself. And it doesn't have to be in content creation, but kind of aligns with it, because we're always trying to bring value to the world. We're always showing up every day, being consistent, snowballing that effect into positive energy. And I'm not talking about sunshine and rainbows type of thing, but it's energy that will raise our frequency in this world and will actually shed light on the dark. Why do you think so many truths are coming out right now? Why do you think so many people are being held accountable for their actions? Both that you see on the media or wherever else, and also here at home. And it doesn't mean that we condemn people or that we treat people less than human, but it does mean that there's work to be done. So interacting with each other with a little bit more understanding, a little more compassion, maybe not condoning the bad things that people have done, but coming from a perspective where you can start to understand maybe why they think how they do, or why their perspective is in such a way. It's not up to us to change everyone else. It's up to us to change ourselves, to work on ourselves, to grow ourselves. And in that in itself can affect the people around you. As your energy vibration increases, so does the energy around you, thus affecting the people in your life and the environment. And I know it does sound esoteric, but when you really notice that, and really start being mindful and observant of that, it will make you want to work on yourself a little bit more. And ultimately, we're not here to waste time anymore. All the old ways that we've been doing things are not working anymore. If you've noticed that you feel stuck and you feel resistant, and that the things that you used to do don't quite go smoothly anymore, or maybe even your thought patterns don't really serve you anymore, it doesn't feel quite right, or even just people you had relationships with. Not that it's a bad relationship, but it just might be different. A side you didn't see to someone before, because they're learning and they're growing and they're transmuting. And it's really, really a beautiful thing when you look under the surface. Unfortunately, mainstream media wants us to be afraid. They want to pump the fear, keep that fear mentality going, confuse us with all these numbers, confuse us with all these different views thrown at us, rapid fire, so we don't have a moment to think. We don't have a moment to breathe. That's when it's our responsibility to step back from that. Minimize the news if you don't want to shut it off entirely, but at least minimize it. Because when you give something like that more power, that fuels the fear even more. That fuels the negative energy that goes out there. And that is what they want. So when we take a moment and meditate or even breathe for a minute and think for ourselves, things will start to change. But we have to be consistent with this. We have to be disciplined about this. And we have to be mindful. So when we come from a place of love, joy, happiness, even in our little things, even if we're not happy with what's going on around us, our vibration will be so much higher here that we'll start changing things little by little. And it's not going to happen overnight. You may feel that you only have a small effect, but you'll still have an effect. Cause and effect. So this is more reflective Mindful Monday today, but I felt it was an important message that was coming through. I actually turned on the camera today, had no idea what I was going to talk about. Talked about gibberish that I almost published, and this came through. So it's funny, the universe never lets you down if you allow it. So remember this. Even if you have a rough day, even if you're having a rough time right now, do know that you serve a purpose, and that as long as you work on yourself and don't fall victim or play victim to the matrix illusion, you will change the world. So get your content out there. Use your platform to speak your truth. Speak your truth. Shine your light out there. Write that blog. Do that post. Do your music. Do your talents. Your talents were given to you for a reason. Use them. Don't waste them. Because right now, the world needs all of us. Yes, even you. Even you. So, the more we unify in this collective energy, the more we work together, support one another, uplift one another, and show each other compassion for where we end up from, maybe then we can let go of the story that we tell ourselves or the identity we're so attached to, and realize that the power was within us all along. It was right there the whole time. We were just too busy looking on the outside. So, that's actually it for today. Yeah, I got a lot deeper than I expected, but I really, really hope this helps, because it's time. And it's already been time. And it's funny because I've had this realization for a while, but now it finally was confirmed. So, what are you going to do today to make a change? Be the change. Lift that vibration. Work on your joy. Be consistent. And show value in the world, but more importantly, show that value to yourself. So, I hope you guys have a great week. I love you all. I thank you for your support. And until the next time, to know thyself is to know thy truth. Namaste.